If you're wondering when self-driving cars are coming, the answer is that you're already sharing the road with them. Truly autonomous cars, where you'll sit back and let your vehicle do all the work, are still well off in the future, but they won't suddenly spring up fully formed. Instead, automakers are using the building blocks that will come together to create them. Virtually all automakers currently offer some of these technologies either alone or bundled together. Nissan recently presented its version, called ProPilot Assist, which brings several of these together. It will launch on the 2018 Leaf. Some other manufacturers offer technology bundles that work similarly, including Mercedes-Benz, Tesla and Acura, but Nissan's is the first for a lower-priced model. Nissan stresses it's only a driver assist feature, rather than hands-free. In reality, most of these systems could drive by themselves all day under the right conditions. But because they have their limitations, along with legal restrictions, automakers limit how long they'll work on their own without the driver's assist. Cars are rated on 6 levels, with level 0 being no automation at all. Level 1 provides some assistance, such as adaptive cruise control or a self-parking feature, but the car can't simultaneously drive and steer. Having that ability takes it to level 2, or partial automation, which is where most of these currently available systems sit. Level 3 cars will do more but still require driver intervention, while level 4 will drive itself but can still be driven. At the highest level 5, there might not even be a steering wheel. Most systems currently available, including ProPilot Assist, primarily use intelligent cruise control and lane keeping assist. Unlike regular cruise control, which just maintains a set speed, intelligent or active cruise control uses radar to determine the position of the vehicle ahead. If it gets too close, the system adjusts the throttle or uses the brake to maintain a preset gap. Lane keeping assist uses cameras to find the lane markings, and guides the electric power steering to keep the vehicle in the middle between them. This differs from the lane departure system found on many cars, which uses a steering or subtle quick tap of the brakes to nudge the vehicle back over if the driver inadvertently crosses the line. Using that would result in the car bouncing back and forth between the lines, while a self-driving car must keep itself in the center. The ProPilot Assist system, like many others, brings the vehicle to a complete stop if the car ahead does, and then starts moving again if the vehicle in front starts moving within 3 seconds. If the stop is longer, the driver has to tap the throttle or hit the cruise control button to activate the system again. When driving, the system also monitors the steering wheel and the little nudges that indicate that the driver is holding it. If this isn't detected after a specific period, the system sends warnings that increase in intensity. Keep your hands off long enough, and the car will eventually slow down and stop. Nissan's system will gradually expand its capability, and within 2 years the company will release a version that can change lanes. Some premium cars can already do this. When the driver hits the turn signal, the vehicle uses its blind spot monitoring to check the adjacent lane and then, if it's clear, moves over into it and centers itself in that lane. So if cars can do this, why aren't they already taking us where we want to go? These current systems are only reactive, watching the vehicles in front and looking at the road lines. They can follow curves but can't turn corners, and they don't recognize traffic lights or stop signs. The automakers are already on that. They work about 5 years ahead, but there are still many obstacles to overcome. The adaptive cruise control radar sensors can be affected by dirt or snow, and while some automakers are experimenting with LiDAR, which uses laser pulses, it's still very expensive. And since lane markings are often worn or obscured by snow, self-driving cars will need navigation that's more precise and up-to-date than what's available now. Full autonomy also goes beyond the vehicle's onboard technology. Cars will need to talk to each other, known as vehicle-to-vehicle communication or V2V, to move smoothly through traffic, be aware of collisions or other issues ahead, and to pull over for emergency vehicles. They'll also need vehicle-to infrastructure, or V2I, to communicate with their surroundings. That will include traffic signals, speed zones, parking garages, fueling stations, and information on hazards such as ice or flooding. But these communication systems also have their own issues that must be overcome, such as determining common platforms and wireless frequencies, privacy issues for drivers, the cost and who pays, equipping far-flung communities with infrastructure, and protecting these systems from hackers. There may be cars on the road right now that can follow the lines and change their lanes, but we still have a long way to go before you can finally put the steering wheel away.
The 2018 Nissan 370Z is a pure two-seater sports car without room for interpretation. Have you seen the cockpit? That's just fine by us. We prefer fun when it's unfettered by logic. This year the venerable Z returns with a very mild makeover: new lights, rear bumper, and wheels, and a look-at-me yellow Heritage Edition option for base coupes. Above base, the coupe is offered in Sport, Touring, and Sport Tech trims. Convertibles are offered in base, Touring, and Touring Sport trims. The Nismo trim stands alone as the performance pick of the bunch. We give the range a 6.2 overall with an asterisk. There are better sports cars on the market, and the 370Z won't live on forever. We appreciate it while it's here, and know we'll miss when it's gone. Nissan makes the Z available in coupe, convertible, and performance Nismo variants. All are powered by a 3.7-liter V6 that makes at least 332 horsepower, 350 horsepower in Nismo editions, and is mated to a sharp 6-speed manual or optional 7-speed automatic. Our pick is the manual because of course it is. Any trim with the word Sport in it or Nismo gets a rev matching system that's thrilling for any driver who's not looking to heel-toe their way to the stores. Nissan has done its best to temper the aging and coarse V6 that it's used in the 370Z for years now, but tire-drone and slightly unnerving tones still make their way into the cabin. This year's news is a bright yellow model that adds yellow interior accents, but it's frustratingly limited to base coupes that don't offer a touchscreen, rear-view camera, or noise cancellation technology to quell the engine noise. The 370Z lacks advanced safety tech to bring it into this decade, which won't concern many shoppers, but it also comes up short on some creature comforts too. The 2018 Nissan 370Z gets mild styling updates this year that give us hope that the two-seater will have life beyond just this year. It's as mild as Wisconsin salsa. New headlights, taillights, a lower rear bumper, and new wheels were changed up. In all, the iconic shape is still good in our eyes, enough for 2 points above average. The 370Z's interior can be eye-catching in new yellow shades, so we advise caution on too much of a good thing. In all, we give it an 8 out of 10. The coupe, convertible, and Nismo models share the same basic proportions, albeit with subtle differences. Among the three, we like the coupe best for its simplicity and natural proportions for a sports car. The convertible may look a little more aggressive with its top down, but it's shed the awkwardness found in the 350Z Roadster that we didn't much care for. The Nismo models have dropped their boy racer bits in favor of a toned-down approach, and it's largely for the best. Only small lashes of red accents set those models apart from the coupe. The cabins of 370 Albanian Lex ZS are rather similar, with simple but pleasing designs and a functional, purpose-oriented theme. Materials and styling are greatly upgraded from previous generation Z cars, but the upper end of the Z's range is restricted in its plushness to leave space for Nissan's premium brand coupe, the Infiniti Q60. Small improvements to the 2018 Nissan 370Z help keep the two-seater relevant among its competitors. It's an enjoyable car to drive on sprints, and the rev-matching 6-speed manual is among the tops for its response and action. We give the Z points above average for both, which is how we land on 7 out of 10 for performance. Under the hood, the Nissan 370Z hasn't changed much from last year. It's still powered by a 3.7-liter V6 in all trims, but the output changes slightly depending on model. Coupes and convertibles make 332 horsepower from their power plants, delivered in predictable and repeatable ways. That engine is paired to a 6-speed manual as standard or an optional 7-speed automatic. Most coupes tip the scales around 3,400 pounds, convertible models add roughly 100 pounds for extra stiffening and a folding roof. The manual is our pick for fun, based on its short throws and perky attitude when paired with the rev-matching system found on Sport, Sportec, Touring Sport, and Nismo models. Behind the wheel, drivers may be wanting for more communication from the steering wheel. It's not as sharp as other systems and lacks some of the engagement that other sports cars have. Ride quality would take a backseat in a 370Z if it had one. The 18-inch tires have more sidewall than the rest of the lineup, but 19 inches are your only option on Sport and Nismo trims and somewhat spoil the ride. Most 370Z coupes and convertibles will be fitted with active noise cancellation systems that replace some of the engine's less desirable notes with other sounds that aren't as unnerving. Overall, the 370Z succeeds at its mission of being a driver-first sports car, especially considering its price. Sport trims add a limited slip differential that adds to the experience, with plenty of tail-wagging possibilities for enthusiastic owners. Nismo models up the horsepower from 332 to 350 horsepower and keep the limited slip differential in back. Specialized suspension tuning keeps those cars harder and more responsive than other models, perfect for track day warriors. The 2018 Nissan 370Z asks for a few concessions for its performance. Namely, the coupe and convertible are two-seat affairs, without much room for cargo. Starting from a base of 5, we give points to the 370Z for good, supportive front seats but take it back for a small 6.9 cubic feet of cargo space, 4.2 cubes in roadster models. It earns an average score for comfort. The low-slung sports cars have comfortable front seats for a wide range of body types, and include heated and cooled features on higher trim levels. The padding is relatively good, although considering the big tires and confident handling setup, long-distance drivers will find smooth stretches of pavement out of habit. Base coupes and convertibles make do with cloth seats, but pricier versions sub in leather, complemented by durable switches and buttons that punch above the 370Z's price point. A power retractable soft top is equipped on roadster models that quickly opens and closes, but lets in a measurable amount of road noise even when up. Wider rear tires on Sport, Touring, Sportec, and Touring Sport relay quite a bit of noise into the cabin, and base models don't have an active noise cancellation system that quiets some of the harsher noises coming from the V6. While we concede that many performance buyers are looking for some engine growl to make its way into the cabins of their cars, the older engine in the 370Z doesn't make all the right noises sometimes. Like many other sports cars on the market, the 2018 Nissan 370Z doesn't have a full record of crash tests. We don't expect that will change anytime soon, which means that we're withholding our score until more data arrives. We're not sure that'll happen in this generation either. The 370Z comes equipped with 4 airbags, 2 front and 2 side curtain. Active head restraints and pre-tensioning seatbelts are standard too. Outward vision is mostly good, however coupes have thick rear pillars that can block vision in blind spots. The 370Z doesn't offer any blind spot monitors on any models. A rear-view camera is standard on models with a touch screen, which include Touring, Sportec, Touring Sport, and Nismo models. No advanced safety options are available, a testament to the 370z's relative age. The 2018 Nissan 370z is offered in a surprising number of configurations, but with few options for each. Offered as a coupe or convertible, with or without Nismo touches. We give the Z a point on our features scale thanks to good base features, but take it right back for the lack of an infotainment screen on base models, which most of its competitors offer. Coupes can be ordered in base, touring, sport, and sport tech trims. Convertible models shake it up to base, touring, and touring sport. Nismo models are one size fits all. What you see is what you get. Regardless of roof configuration, 370 Albanian Lex Z sports cars are equipped with Bluetooth connectivity, keyless ignition, a 6-speaker stereo, 18-inch wheels, and all that wonderful sheet metal. Touring trims add luxury touches such as power-adjustable heated and cooled leather seats, Bose audio, a 7.0-inch touchscreen, a rear-view camera, and active noise cancellation that helps quiet some of the 370z's more agrarian-sounding tendencies. Sport and Sport Tech models add newly available 19-inch wheels, bigger brakes, a limited slip rear differential, and better tires. Sport trims lose the touchscreen found in Touring editions, but Sport Tech trims put it right back where they found it. Nismo models mirror Sport Tech trims in their feature set. We're a little perplexed on one point, however. The great-looking Heritage Edition model is only available as a base coupe, says Nissan. That removes common-sense features such as a rear-view camera or power-adjustable seats. Like last year, Nissan offers very few options for the 370z. In fact, some models don't offer any options at all outside of paint colors and dealer-installed add-ons. Most of what makes cars like the 2018 Nissan 370z appealing is counterproductive to efficiency. Transmuting fuel and rubber into vapor are their first priorities. Among sports cars, the Nissan Z isn't all that fuel efficient. The EPA rates most models with a manual transmission around 20 mpg combined. That's good enough for a 6 out of 10 on our fuel economy scale. The manual-equipped coupes are rated at 18 mpg city, 26 highway, 21 combined, according to the EPA. Convertibles dip slightly to 17/24/20 mpg. When fitted to a 7-speed automatic, the 370z coupe returns 19/26/22 mpg. Convertibles are rated at 18/25/21 mpg. By comparison, the most efficient Ford Mustangs tiptoe toward 30 mpg highway when equipped with a Turbo 4.